Hello, friends. It's Thursday. Welcome to a very special Advent edition of Disciple Shape. I'm Jeremy Marshall, Family Discipleship Minister at Brooks Avenue Church in Raleigh, North Carolina. Advent is a season of waiting. Do you remember when you were a kid waiting on Christmas to come? It felt like it would never get here. Whenever something took too long, we used to say it was slow as Christmas. For the Old Testament saints, waiting on the first Christmas, waiting for the Christ to be born, was long, slow, and often sad. At Advent, we remember that we're really not that different from those Old Testament believers. We're also waiting for Christ. They were waiting for his arrival. We're waiting for his return. And during this season of Advent, we lean into the things that make waiting more tolerable: hope, comfort, joy, and love. Today, we're going to talk about hope. Where does your hope come from? Specifically, on what do you base your hope to see God? Jesus once said that the pure in heart will see God, and I think he got that from Psalm 24. Listen to these words, Psalm 24, beginning at verse 3. Who may ascend the mountain of the Lord? Who may stand in his holy place? The one who has clean hands and a pure heart, who has not appealed to what is false, and who has not sworn deceitfully. He will receive blessing from the Lord and righteousness from the God of his salvation. So who can hope to see God? These verses should trouble us. After all, which of us haven't managed to soil our hands and sully our hearts with selfishness and sin? Which of us has truly loved the Lord with our whole heart, with all of our soul and mind and strength? That's what it means to have a pure heart, a heart whose loyalty to God is wholly undivided. Who among us has kept our hands clean, always loving our neighbor as ourselves, never taking advantage, always speaking to them with integrity? Who can hope to see God? When I read Psalm 24 and I look at my life, I can only answer, not me. But the psalm doesn't end there, thank God. For even as we stand forlorn and hopeless, looking down at our dirty hands and mourning our polluted souls, we hear the voice of an angel crying out with a more hopeful answer. Here it is, Psalm 24, beginning at verse 7. Lift up your heads, you gates. Rise up, ancient doors. Then the King of glory will come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord, strong and mighty. The Lord, mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, you gates. Rise up, ancient doors. Then the King of glory will come in. Who is he, this King of glory? The Lord of armies. He is the King of glory. We look up and we see Jesus Christ, our conquering Savior, our King of glory, riding into the heavenly city, and we see the gates of the New Jerusalem open to receive him, and not only him, but whoever will join themselves to him by faith. He is the King of kings and the Lord of lords, who kept himself clean for us, that we might be made clean in him. He is the one who descended that dreadful hill of God's judgment. He took the uncleanness of our hands and the impurity of our hearts upon himself on the cross, so that it might be stripped from us and we would be clothed in his holiness and righteousness. Yes, there is our King. Whoever belongs to him receives blessings and righteousness from God. For Christ is our righteousness, our wisdom, our sanctification, and our redemption from God. Because of Jesus Christ, the Lord of Advent, we have a sure, soul-anchoring hope of eternal fellowship with God. In Him we shall find the gates of paradise flung open to greet us. The cherubim's flaming sword is stilled before Christ, and Christ shall lead us safely up Zion's hill to feast with Him forever in the Father's house. How's that for hope?